Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Tuesday 10 here at Studioloo. So it's been like a few weeks since I've done a Tuesday 10 because I've just had like other things that we've been doing. Plus I just got back from a very lovely little vacation camping. And so I've got all my stuff here. If you're new to Tuesday 10, it's where I take 10 things out of my basket of paper things that I've kept from different things like books and whatnot, and we just keep making until we use it all up. So this is a page from a really old book, and this has the International Balloon Contest at St. Petersburg, and on the back this is like some kind of a Grand Duke Alexandrovich leading his Marines in review before the Tsar previous to leaving St. Petersburg. So just this whole situation. But I like this a lot. This image is pretty cool. So there's that. Then I have a collage board that I made. I made a few of these before I went on vacation, and it's got some painty paper, some old book page dyed papers, botanically created papers, and random stuff. And then this is another page from that same book I just showed you. On the back we have this, these are Russian ladies sewing for the Red Cross in the palace of the Grand Duke Vladimir. So it's kind of interesting as an image, but I also really love the text on here, but I probably will use the image because I like that they're sewing. This is a really interesting envelope that I got in the mail. Just your average junk mail, but I like the big window on it, so I'm hoping I can just kind of open it up. We'll do something with that. There we go. Yeah, it's fun. Nice big window. Then this is from an old craft book. So I like this image on the back. This is from the It Capilli Imaginarium shop on Etsy, and it's like some leftover bits and bobs of a digital. This is from an old yearbook. It's got some people here and a little DJ situation going on back there. These are my favorite. These are from Vintage McCall's magazines. This one's from 1964. Betsy McCall's School Prepares for Thanksgiving, and they had these lovely paper dolls. They also used to have like Captain Kangaroo pages that were the same in those magazines, and I just love when I find them. This is another McCall's magazine page, and I love this this comet ad. So like I remember when I was a kid seeing a lady that looked like this, kind of like Alice from the Brady Bunch, and she was like the comet lady. So I guess she's been around for quite some time, like long before I was born. And I really love that ad, so I want to do some fun stuff with it. And this is from some kind of like a book about a local like area or like some place. I think Montana, actually, not local to me. And it's just like some old images of people. This is an image from 1973. These people are from Vancouver, BC. It's just kind of, I don't even know what book it came out of. It's some kind of like a local history type book. So that's what we have today. So I think what I want to start with is actually the Comet's Lady Plumber ad. So Josephine, Comet's Lady Plumber, comes up with a sparkling diamond and a bright idea. If that ring's lost down the drain, I'll never forgive myself. We're in luck. I found your diamond in the trap. Thank goodness. This means more to me than anything. It's beautiful. That stone really sparkles. Wish my sink would do some sparkling. Such food stains and pot marks. Know what sends them down the drain? Comet. That cleanser will? How come mine has such a tough time? Yours isn't Comet. Comet's the best cleanser going. Why, you see, sorry, I was looking at the Y, and you see only Comet has chlorinol. the best cleaning and bleaching agent in any cleanser. Why my sink sparkles like my diamond. That's because Comet gets out stains better than any other leading cleanser. And then this is just like more of her and the ad at the bottom. So I'm thinking about how I can make this like some kind of a fun book or something like a little book, but it needs to kind of be like in order or something. I'm going to get rid of the top. Then I'm going to just separate each of these. And yes, you could definitely cut this, but you know I like to live on the edge. I'm having a very nice day today. I had a great day with my family. I'm all back from our camping trip, which was so fun, but I'm also just happy to have like my bed back, and oh, it's good. Also, I've just been like experiencing some lightness. I have dealt with a lot of things in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just feeling pretty good about it. So yeah, how are you all doing? Let me know. Leave me a comment. How is your summer going? Does it feel like it's whipping by? Because mine really does, but it's because like, you know, most days are so busy. I've got like so much going on with kiddos. Kiddo programs, and of course work, but I didn't work this past week, which was really nice. Been able to see some good friends. Yeah. I've been doing some things lately to try to like plan some like get-togethers with friends, because like it's been so much time that I've really been able to do that. Like, you know how a lot of times with people, you know, you talk about getting together and then like you just end up like something all the time just happens and like you don't get it done and you don't get together, and like, oh, I've been feeling like so much like I miss like hanging out with people, but you know, there's not a lot you can do about it when you're a parent and you've got like responsibilities and kids. You just got to deal with all that first. So it is what it is. But I've been able to kind of get some time to do that, and it's been nice. All right. I'm going to use a folder. I just got a new bag of folders, so I'm excited. And I finally got to the task of like dealing with the garden today, because like after going away for a few days, your garden lets you know in pretty quick time that like it needs your attention. Definitely needed my attention. I picked a really nice, huge, beautiful butternut squash. I've got acorn squash coming too. They're starting. I've got finally some California Wonder Peppers that are starting. They take a long time to germinate, like to come to fruition. I've always thought like I can't grow them, but I think they just take a really long time, which is challenging in my climate because, you know, we have long winters here in Ontario, and so it can be a little challenging, but they're coming along nicely, and I have more tomatoes than I know what to do with at this point. And right now I shouldn't say I don't know what to do with them, because right now I am doing a beautiful sauce for dinner for a nice pasta. I'm roasting them with olive oil and salt, and then once they've had a nice slow roast in the oven, I'm going to whiz them all up and add garden oregano and garlic, and make a nice hearty yummy sauce. So I'm just going to get this all backed here, and then I think this weekend I'm going to spend a little bit of time outside doing some spinning. I've got some plans for some yarn that needs to get spun, and I've got to blend some fibers. Okay. get this last one glued down. I might take my kids to like a playground or something where I can sit and spin and they can roam around and have fun. It's kind of a nice balance when you can find like a playground that's not too big or like too like it's kind of roped in so your kids can kind of play and you can see them play while you're doing something else. I find like playgrounds aren't my favorite thing for sure. I'm not a huge fan of them, but and I have a few different reasons for that. But that being said, the kids love them and I could never deny like the kids going to playgrounds because I'm not, you know, an evil mom. But that being said, it's nice to have a little distance from it. Okay, I'll leave a little border if I can. Oopsie. Let's not tear here. Let's cut. Because I do think I'd like a little bit of border. I'm not going to be too stressed about it on this edge. I think I'll cut it out on this edge. That's okay. And then we'll just cut. All good. Okay, so this was the first one, the first page of this. And then I'm going to fold it on the comic sort of strip line, like that. Okay. And then this was the second one. Actually, you know, the other thing I could do is I could brad them and have them be like a slide out, but I already folded this one. When you fold it back on itself, it just kind of straightens out again. And that might be kind of a cute way to keep this all in order. And it would still fit in a tall book. What else could I do? If I did fold them, we could bind them like signatures. One, yeah, let's do that. That is fun. Yeah, okay, so signature 1. And 2. Okay. I'm just going to tear this off. Three. All right, so if we had those 3 as signatures, then I wish this was like, well, maybe. Hold on, I have a plan. Right about there. Okay. Oh, perfect. Yay. Okay, so this is going to be like a little holder for this book. Then, how do we want to do this? Actually, maybe just, yeah, I'll sew that, and that together. This will be the binding, because it's not an important part of this. So this will be page 1 and 2. So we need to create like almost like a mini spine. Okay, so the fold is there, and I'm going to make another, like, so that's fold 1. Here's fold 2. So there's like 2 little folds there. And I'm going to stitch each of those in with, I need a little bit of, I'm going to get, what color? Maybe green to match the comet. Hold on. What kind of green is that? Like a foresty almost green? Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so set this aside. Thread the needle. This is not page 1, this is page 1. I'm going to go right like on the edge of that little spine that I made. And we're going to go like a 3 needle binding. Not 3 needles, sorry, a 3 hole bind. My brain. Okay, and then back through here. I've picked so many cucumbers. I think my neighbors are all like, okay, lady, at this point, you've cucumbered us all out. And yeah, I've got so much going on in the garden. Like I picked a ton, just a metric ton of tomatoes. And so that'll be good. Oh wait, this is, hold on, did I make a boo-boo? No, I didn't. Right? No, I didn't. Okay. Sorry, when I get talking, sometimes I get distracted. Let's tie in page 1. Okay. Let's do 2 little knots. We don't need a huge knot there. Cut that off. Cute, cute. Then the next one, I need another thread. Come on now, get in there. Oh, the joy of like dealing with embroidery floss, because it has 6 strands. Sometimes it behaves itself, other times not at all. Yeah, I stopped into my local scrapbook store today. Had a nice chat, and that was fun. And got some goodies, got a few goodies to play with in upcoming projects. Alright, this. Which one was second? This one? Wish my sink would do some sparkling. Such food stains and pot marks. No, it's this one. It's the only comment. Yeah, okay, it's this one. It doesn't honestly matter. They really aren't like a complex storyline here, but I'm just being worrisome about nothing. Okay, go in, relatively same spot. Okay, back down. Okay, back up and through the hole. This is making me want to make like a domestic goddess vintage kind of book. I've been thinking it'd be nice to take like a Vintage McCall's magazine and just make a journal with it you know, just with that, those contents. Okay. Last one to go. Binding on that other, you know, that second fold line. Okay. Oops. There we go. Okay, now I feel like I want to, so this is going to be like the way that it closes, right? This kind of closure here. And I got to think about how best I would like to kind of close that. Like, obviously you could just leave it like that and it could just be like a little hidden booklet, but also I could put, you know, eyelets or some kind of a tab that tucks into a slot might be nice. I kind of like that as an idea. So give me just 1 second. Okay, so I got my whale tail tab punch and just some red construction paper here because, you know, Comet is red and green. And I'm thinking I'm going to glue this little bit of construction paper together just to give it double thickness. Then I will pop out a tab from it like that. Okay. So if we put this on here as a tab, but we wanted it to tuck in there, I would need a slot about like here to here, a little further over though, so like more here. Let's see how I can accomplish this. Maybe we'll just round it out and go in the middle. Erase those dots. I could also extend this if I need to. So let's just see what's required here. Glue this. So I'm going to attach it to the very edge. Just kind of give it a good press. Then this I suspect is going to need a little strengthening, but also probably a little bit of, I don't know, widening required, but a little strengthening. And I think it could look pretty cute if I also use the red. You know, it could go in both. So let's glue like half of it onto the back side of here. Let's get rid of that. sticky paper though. Okay. Then we can reinforce our slit right there. Okay. Clip this off about there. Glue, glue, glue. Extend it. See, did I make that slit too long on the red? I think I did somehow. Oh geez Louise, what do I do? Okay, that's okay though, because it's not all the way through. So let's just start here and go to there, not all the way, and then see what happens. Just kind of train the paper up a little. Take maybe my bone folder and just go into it to just kind of, you know, give it some, while the glue is wet, some training to be able to like accept taking this tab into that slot. Okay. I think I need to make my slot a little longer, to be honest. Right there. Try again. Okay. Get rid of these pages, they're sticky. And then just kind of push it together and refold as needed. And then I can come in here and just trim any uneven bits because I left that extra folder on there. Okay, so that's cute. Now what I'd like to do to sort of stick with the theme here, we've got this red ink. Okay, so then what we have when we open it up is this. A booklet that's got writing, and we'll ink the edges because, you know, it just looks a little nicer, more intentional. Bend that back, give it a bit of ink. Flip, and then you got your first bit of your ad. And your next blank writing paper. Add page 2. Next bit of writing paper. I know, this is a bit of inking, but it's going to make the difference. I'm telling you, it's like, it will just bring together the theme. Last page. Okay. Done and done. Then this back here, this in its slot, and I also have like a little bit of red ribbon that if I wanted to, I could either like tie around it, you know, or I could like tie it into the, maybe the signature strings. That could be fun. So let's just take a little simple bit of it here, pop it through the needle so it's not too bulky. Just some vintage seam binding. And then I'll just kind of go close to the middle under all 3 of the threads in the center. You could stitch it if you want to, but I'm just going to kind of tie like a simple double knot so it's not super bulky. And then we have that there too. I'll just neaten up the edges with a little cut. And there we go. We have this cute little like vintage ad booklet book. It's like belted. Okay. That took way longer probably than it should have, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's put away all the sharp things. Now, what's next? Get all this extra stuff out of the way. Clean up a little. Okay. Back to business. So I know I want to use this picture. I also need to cut up my collage board. So let's do that. How do I want to do this? Let's see. I always like when people just flip it over so like you can't even see, you know, it's kind of a good idea. Let's do that. I think I'm going to cut this like in half. These are obviously 12 by 12, so we'll do like 6 as a starting point. Then 3 maybe, or go like 7 1/4. And this is still 6, so we'll go 3. Those will be tags, 1 and 2. This will be possibly 2 pockets, or possibly a journal card. Maybe a journal card, because you know I haven't been making a lot of journal cards lately, and I think that would be good. Okay, now this one, I think maybe I'll make some, what do I need? I need skinny tags, because I never make skinny tags and I always like need them. And then I think I'll turn this into pockets. Not even looking at what comes up. Oh, these are going to be great though. Okay, so now let's just play with this. Okay, so we have these bases: pocket, tag base, not cut yet obviously, tag base, journal card base, and 2 more tag bases. So we have lots of stuff to play with here. Nice kind of color themes too. So let me look at the other things I have, because this will be like a way to use up some cool things. So first, I know I want to use these folks on here. So let's just kind of like freeform cut them out, kind of fussy cut them out. Okay. Today, as I am filming this, I'm filming a little early. It's actually a Friday. And it totally feels like it should be Saturday today, but it isn't. And that is awesome, because it means I still have the whole weekend to figure out what I want to do with myself this weekend. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Also could be cool on a pocket though. Oh, I like the one in the pocket. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to need word snippets, so let's get those. I need to cut more word snippets. I know I'm like kind of running a little lower than normal, but that's okay. Maybe we'll find out what we want to put on all the pockets first, and then do I want him over here? Yeah, kind of like that. And then after we get the like focal point, we'll do the word snippets, so I don't like have to keep looking for word snippets over and over and over. I need to set this aside. There we go. So that's one. And from the pile of things, these are kind of blurry pictures, so I don't think I want to use those. She's kind of not really interesting to me. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just tossing the rest of that page. Now we obviously have these cute paper dolls, these 2 dolls, and they're kind of a fall feeling theme, so let's just hold on those for now. Now I've got these folks too, and I think I would like to use them in the same way I used those people. So let's just cut them out. Separate them first. We'll start with this lovely gal. Can't really see where she begins and ends. I think here, yeah. Okay, get rid of that. I'll just kind of square that up like so. Too big. Should be good on here though. Yep. I'll also just do the top of this into a tag so it's cut. Now how do I want to deal with him? Kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's right like that. Okay. Thankfully, he's got that kind of hair that you could set your watch to, so there's no floaties of hair to worry about. But I've got to include the desk because his hand is there. I think yeah, we'll give him that background. Oops, that's sticky. So on a nice walk today. It's quite a hot day, but we saw lots of frogs and little chipmunks, and that was nice. My husband had a totally crazy thing happen this morning. So he took my son to school, and where they park, there's like a flagpole or a few flagpoles, and as he was opening the door to get my son out of the car to take him to school, lightning hit the flagpole right behind them, like, and it was like this loud boom, and like my husband, he kind of muttered, "Holy sh," you know, And my son heard him, and he's at that parroting kind of age, and he said it right after my husband. And he also was just super excited because of like the, you know, the loud sound. Like he found it thrilling. He was totally like, whoa, that was awesome, right? So then he goes inside school and immediately said the same thing. Like every time as a parent, like you accidentally utter a swear word, oh my gosh, you worry right away, like, oh no, here we go. Because kids just parrot everything, right, at that age. And like, oy vey. So my husband had to explain. And they laughed it off. They said, it's okay. We'll distract him out of saying that. You know, like if he says it, we'll say hokey shoes, or, you know, like the same kind of thing that I do in the house. If like one of the kids picks up, you know, something they shouldn't say, you know, you just kind of can distract away from it with little kids, like 3-4-year-olds. And then like the saying can be changed, right? And it lessens the blow to strangers. So, but he hasn't said it again since, so I think it was a quickie kind of reaction. But yeah, I mean, can he not get hit by lightning, please? That would be good. Okay, so this one, I think I might want to use this girl who looks like, you know, she's kind of looking down at her knitting. That would be fun. Yeah, I think, and I like that retro clock. I definitely don't promise that I'm going to use all of these pieces today. It's kind of hit or miss with me when I work with these kind of pages. Usually I print them out for like a specific project, and then the other things that I have left over, they kind of hang about. And I usually do end up using them in some way, but they can kind of hang about for a while. But that's the beauty of the Tuesday 10 bin, because then you always have stuff hanging around that you can work with. Oops, one moment. Sorry, that was my son announcing that dinner is ready. So my husband probably has finished making the pasta to go along with my roasted tomato sauce. Okay, I'm just going to finish cutting this out. Gonna need some other scraps, I think, to layer on this. And I'll take a look at what I have here first, but then I'll probably delve into my scrap bin. Oh, that's so cute. Little clock. I like how it says M Biddle right there. I kind of like the little clock there too. Okay, so do I have anything that would be a good scrap to put behind that? I mean, you know, it's kind of fun because I look at this picture and I think, what a fun thought bubble that would be behind her to have them kind of back there. But I also don't know that I want to like waste this image. You know, I could probably create something with this, and I could do the thought bubble, kind of, not thought bubble, but like just a collage behind her. I just don't know how it might look. Let's see. Put her here. She could just kind of be thinking about her ancestors. Yep, let's take a risk, you know? It's just paper. It's just paper. Makes me think of that connectivity of, you know, generations of women who have worked in sewing and fiber arts and textiles and all of that. And I like that as a concept for this particular piece. So I'm going to kind of tear here. I will use this ruler to more neatly tear that side. Kind of want a roundedness to this. Okay. All right, let's glue that on. Gotta hurry before another dinner bell announcement happens here. My son loves making these announcements. He's very funny. Kids just are so entertained by the funniest little things, like pushing buttons and, you know, anything like that. Trim this off. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, and I like how the clock sort of signifies time. That's kind of fun. So let's just glue these pieces down. And I might stitch some yarn on this somewhere. And the head. Tilt it a little bit like that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty fun. And then yeah, I'll stitch some yarn, and I might also check and see if I can find a good bit of word snippets for that. Okay, so I'll be back. I'm gonna have some quick dinner and finish up. Okay, I'm back. I had dinner. The sauce was so good from the roasted tomatoes. Do that. Grow tomatoes, roast them, olive oil, salt, garden herbs, garlic. Oh, so good. Okay, so this is where we left off with this. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I think it needs some words for sure. And we might want to make it like a kind of interesting shape, right? I also took a little minute to harvest my potatoes from the garden, because I could see that there were some poking out and the vines are looking kind of like they're done. So I decided to go check them out, and I got a nice bag of potatoes, all from 3 seed potatoes. That's all I tried growing this year, because so potatoes were kind of like, you know, an extra thing that I decided to grow. I don't normally focus a lot of effort on growing potatoes because they're usually kind of a lower cost you know, thing, and I try to focus my growing energy on the higher, you know, cost veggies and things. Like tomatoes can be quite costly, right? And you know, stuff like that. So I try to keep it like a little focused, but I wanted to try potatoes this year, but I didn't do any reading about like the most successful way to do this or anything. So it was a nice little harvest for what I did. Probably they could have used more sun because my apple and mulberry trees are like growing out of control. I've got to whack them back so far this year, and also my grapevines because they're going out of control. I actually tore down the lattice on the top of my fence between my neighbor's house and mine, and I see he fixed it. I was going to fix it. I have to go talk to him and say thank you. He's very understanding. He's a really great, amazing neighbor, actually. But I still want to say, like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let my grapevine tear down the fence a little there, because I knew it was happening. I meant to get to it. But he's lovely, and he's also super handy. So he's always a really amazing kind of contributor to, like, things like this. And I bring them like produce over like often, and they have a really good relationship with us and with my kiddos and stuff. They're very sweet. They're kind of like little next door grandparents. They always give the kids ice cream. They're very sweet. And we have a nice little friendship. It's good to have nice neighbors. Okay, so I was thinking about doing something kind of fun, like a telephone head. That's kind of cool and different. Okay, let's glue that down. And then, what else? So yeah, if you have any tips about growing potatoes, I would love them, because I did like no research at all. I try to, every year I garden, I try to grow something I've never grown before and learn about it. But this year I was like, let's just, we're at the hardware store, let's grab some seed potatoes. So I did, but I like didn't do any research at all on like how to correctly grow potatoes. And I grew them in, reusable shopping bags. And I think they did pretty decent for what they were, but I think they needed more sun and maybe a little more support. But yeah, I can't complain at what I got for like the 75 cents I spent in seed potatoes. That was probably the lower end of the garden costs overall, so I can't complain. I'm gonna make this a little shorter, I think, maybe to here. And then this will make like a little fun freeform label. See? Do this kind of stuff. It's so much fun, and you make a little thing. Okay, now let's cut these. Sometimes these Tuesday 10 videos, I film them like in, hours apart when I take a break. And they feel like they go on for so long, and I also completely lose all concept of time, so hopefully you guys are okay. It is what it is. Okay, do we have anything we can decorate this last pocket with? I mean, I'm actually sort of getting through this stuff half decent. And of course there's this, but what do we have left that I want to put on there? You know what? I have an idea. Maybe this. Some strange kind of scene going on here. Okay. My father sent me some really lovely old photos today, just a couple of them, of my mom when she was a little kid, probably around like age 6, 7. One of them is just of her, and the other is of my grandparents and 5 of their 16 children, all standing in front of like this old kind of car, with laundry on the line. And it's always really fascinating to me to see photos of my mother and her family, because not many exist. During, I'd say up until probably I'd say for some people the 50s, I'd say for others maybe the late 60s, that photography wasn't accessible to all people. And my mother grew up in poverty because, she was the daughter of a dad who was in 2 wars, and a mom with 16 kids, and there were some issues there for sure. She didn't have the most ideal childhood, and so she doesn't have a lot of photographs of herself or her family, but I got to see a couple new ones today, and although they're not in wonderful, kind of grainy, I'm going to see if I can't improve them a little bit with my photo app skills, and see if I can't kind of clarify them a little bit. But I was happy to see them. And it was cute because in both of them she had a skirt on and a little shirt, and my mom is like known for never wearing a dress. Like, she refuses. Like, I've bought her so many dresses, like cute dresses and stuff, because I'm like, hey, you look so cute in this, and nope. So I've given up on that. A woman wants what a woman wants, and she does not want to wear dresses, and so I'm okay with that. I'm just a sundress like aficionado. I love sundresses, and I'm always like, they're so comfy. I just want you to be comfy. You should try, get a sundress. And she's just like, nope, don't. I don't want to. She's a silly head, but that's okay. We don't all have to like the same things. There we go. Almost there. Boop. All right, so we're gonna have this gal. Okay. I don't want to cut out the, to kind of have her like going for this fire hydrant. We'll cut her head out as well. I don't know what I'm doing, if you're wondering. It's all kind of a blur at the moment. Also, I hear my little toasty barking upstairs. I'm sure him and Rex are having a disagreement about food rations. Okay, maybe she's trying to get past that to either a cupcake or tea. What do we want to do? I like the teacup, but I think the cupcake might be more appropriate in this scenario. Although I think I'm the kind of person who might crawl down the sidewalk to get to a cup of tea, because I do like a cup of tea. There we go. So maybe she's going after this cupcake. Okay. So this hydrant isn't particularly important, but I think it sets a little bit of a background scene, so I'll keep it. But I was thinking about, the idea of old photography and accessible images, and how, for my parents, well, my father's family has a lot more photos than what my mother's does, but I think that has a lot to do with just the closeness of the relationship and the, the sharing of photos between family members, and how much time they all do or don't spend together. Kind of want her leg, one of her legs in here. I'd rather lose her elbow, I think, than her knee or her legs. Yeah, so if we took that out, yeah, that's good. Okay. But yeah, people who were not so wealthy don't have as many photos, and I look at like the vintage and antique photo collections that I have, and like, yeah, most of those people were really well off. Like, I think I was making a comment, if you were here for my last thrift haul that I made, where I did get estate like photography, about how wealthy this one photograph album I got of people, like, they seem very, very wealthy, lots of travel, because like you would have probably had a reason to take a photo. You wouldn't just like nowadays we take, I think I heard a comedian once say something like, nowadays we take more photos of our children than my father ever even looked at me. So, and I totally agree, because oh my goodness, there are so many photos of my kids, I don't know where to begin. And it's just become a part of our culture. It's like a pervasive thing, right? But back in the day when photography, like, I think first we had like, the beginning of photography, where like photos took so long, and that's why the people, like, they often looked like they were grumpy or, unhappy, because they had to sit for so long while a photo would develop. And then, of course, there was the cost associated with photography and getting your photo done. That also impacted like later generations for sure. And yeah, interesting how our history, is probably like quite touched by the fact that most of what we recorded was from more wealthy people. So let's look at a bit of this. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Joseph Campbell. That's nice. And I don't know that it fits with any of these, so let's just take a look. It's from Miss Release the Crafton. Release the Crafton on Etsy. Priscilla. They're wonderful digitals. That's a John Lennon quote. So let me think. It has to work. It has to work with what I'm doing. Not quite. Okay, glowing gold in the shining. Sorry, glowing gold in the lights shining. Nope. Growing damp, leafy nests. Up into an old apple tree. No spring nor summer beauty hath such grace as I have seen in one autumnal face. You know, I probably should just like take a little break, find the words, and then I can glue them on with you guys so that we're not sitting here forever, because it's going to take me a little while to just find what I like, because I cut out so much randomness in my words. So I'll do that. We have word snippets for all now, thankfully. Okay, so this one with our knitting lady here, thinking about her knitting ancestors, I'm going to use this Nathan Haskell Dole quote that says, "Some people meet us like the mountain air and thrill our souls with freshness and delight." And this makes me think very much about my knitting group that I used to have before I had the babies and before the pandemic and all of that kind of stuff, that I hope to get back to at some point. I really do, because I miss my knitting friends. Yeah. So this one, I'm going to use Unfamiliar Floating Clouds, One Eye Open. And it's kind of, you know, a play on, obviously this is an unfamiliar kind of thing. Floating clouds, just because it kind of sets like an interesting story scene for the work. And then One Eye Open is kind of a play on that telephone dial that has become her one eye. Okay, then this one I'm going to add dreaming of magical adventures and drawing pictures, because I think that makes him quite an interesting guy, if that's what he's up to. Okay. Just going to add these a little randomly on top of this rusty paper with plants printed here. It's kind of pretty. Okay. And this one I'm going to use Good Adventures. I'm going to cut it apart. If you can hear my kids upstairs, they're kind of horsing around at the moment. There we go. And then this one, of course there's a devil. Who do you think tickles your nose as soon as your arms are full of packages? So I have to be a little funny in how I cut this one out. And I might need to put something, yeah, I'm going to need to put a little something else behind it, because the text on text is a little jarring, I think. We could fix that though. Saw this like meme the other day about how moms carry all the stuff, and it's so true. Whenever we're coming in the house, I'm always thinking about how, like, why am I carrying so many things? But like my husband's usually dealing with something else, and my kids are just like, you know, rampaging to get inside. Yeah, I think I'm going to give her this teacup too, and that will use the last of this, because I love this little yellow teacup, and it will go nicely with the yellow up there. And it's kind of like she's sort of sipping tea and making this like tongue-in-cheek kind of statement. Let's kind of put it here. Okay, so let's move these over. And I'll grab a little scrap here. Maybe of this. Yeah, and we'll just kind of glue that across there and put the quote on it. Yeah, we'll go that way. Go. It's just going to be about time real soon to get the kids ready for bed. I need to take a shower because I was out in the garden and it's not hot and I'm not like sweaty or anything, but I had my flip-flops on while I was cleaning up all of those potatoes, and I'm sure I probably, although I did I have this process of like coming inside, wiping my feet on this mat that I shake outside, but I know I probably got a little bit of dirt on my toes, so we're gonna have to hit the shower. The only thing about gardening is it's dirty business. You always end up getting all mucky. All right. And I'm going to use this one. I thought it was kind of fun. Believes rocket can reach moon. It's kind of like a fun, like an old newspaper like heading. And they look like, they could be sciencey, smart kind of people. So I'm going to just give them this fun little heading here. And then this one, I wanted something kind of intellectual to go with him. And I found this lovely poem. I don't know whose it is because I didn't cut out the author, but it's from an old book for sure. The wings of time are black and white, pied with morning and with night. Mountain tall and ocean deep, trembling balance duly keep. In changing moon and tidal wave glows the feud of want and have. Gauge of more and less through space, electric star and pencil plays. The lonely earth amid the balls that hurry through the eternal halls, a make-weight flying to the void, supplemental asteroid or compensatory spark shoots across the neutral dark. And I thought that was kind of cool, spacey, interesting. And I think we can put this on here because I've got a bit of a sky going on here, and yeah, it's good. And I can add like some extra kind of stars or something to this if I want to when I go to use it. Okay, so that gets those finished. Oopsies, that took a little while. Just grab that. Okay, what do we have left, my friends? Okay, I think I would like to use this bird next because I have a relatively simple project planned for it, I think. Move all this out of the way. It's one of those nice big kind of pieces where I feel like I'd like to keep most of it. So now we have options here. I could make this into like a fun piece of stationery. I could also make it like an envelope. That could be the back. But the flap, I don't want that to be the flap. I would want this to be there and then that to kind of be here. But no, I don't think so. I want it to be stationary. So let's just go ahead and cover it with some glue. And tomorrow I need to pick onions, and I've got herbs drawing. So one thing that I try to do, sometimes every year, sometimes every other year, it all depends on how much like herbs and spices and teas and things I need, is I preserve lots of herbs. I dry them, and we fill up all of our jars for the year for spices and herbs, and also we make tea. So today I am drying, is that long enough? No. Got the dehydrator out because I'm drying a bunch of stuff. Lavender for tea, and rosemary, and one more thing. Sage, fruit sage, and that can be used in either a sweet like a tea or a savory blend of herbs. It's quite nice. And I've got more tomorrow. I think I'm going to go for the licorice flag to make some nice tea with that. Great for the digestive system. And probably some of the mint. The different mint varieties that I have. Probably the Moroccan mint or the spearmint. Maybe both. And then I need to deal with my basil because it's going to flower if I don't get to it quickly. And you don't let basil flower because it then gets very hot and just astringent in taste, and you don't want that. Okay, so that'll be a nice piece of stationery. I'm going to stitch around it though, just because I like stitching around these kind of pieces of stationery. So then we still have a bit of stuff. Goodness me. Okay, we've got that envelope, and I need to kind of sort out what I want to do with that envelope. I'm thinking I might use it with these dolls, and I might collage on it, because that would be kind of the easier and kind of the nicer way to go. So let's set that aside, and I think we can go with some nice kind of bright colors because the dolls are cute and vintage. I see this piece of paper right here on the floor under me. That would be pretty nice for that. Maybe a little pink. Just pulling out of my scraps. Don't think I want green because they're wearing red. I get a little weird about like red and green. Maybe a bit of painty paper too. And that's not exactly green, so let's just collage. I need a little skinny strip too to go up here. I have lots of skinny strips. That would be a good one, I think. Yeah. Okay, we'll start with that, and that gets the hard part done. Got to look for a hotel for tomorrow. I want to try to find a hotel so I can go and see my friend. Hopefully before in the 1 week where I don't have something going on for the kids, I'm hoping to kind of before school gets back in, go down and see my friend. She was unwell and she was in the hospital, and I've been like really wanting to go see her, and she just lives a little far away and it's hard to get down where she lives, but I'm going to try to find a hotel and maybe make like a nice kind of weekend with the kids and visit people. Okay. It's like summer is really wrapping up quickly. I feel like I have this ever-growing to-do list. Like I had this idea that I was going to try to like hang out with all my different people that I've been wanting to hang out with. I've got one less thing to do that I was planning to plan with a couple of friends, but I don't have to do that anymore. And so it's opened up my schedule to be able to plan something else now. Unfortunate that I can't do it with those friends, but sometimes that kind of thing happens. You just gotta move on. Okay, I think I'll put this here. I'm not going to worry too much about, like, I like that it's rounded, but I'm not stressing that it's rounded. And we'll cut this off. Because the idea will be that I'll put this envelope back together in some way. But that gets the hard parts out of the way. Also looking on Instagram tonight at my friend. She runs the Twist Fiber Festival in Quebec, and it looks like it's really been a really fun show. I didn't go this year. I've taken a bit of a break. I've taken a sabbatical from my fiber arts business because, I mean, I still make yarn and stuff, but I don't plan to do shows for a while. It's just a little much at the moment. But I do miss going there and seeing everybody. I have to touch base with my friend who I usually would do the show with because I'm not sure she went this year, and I'd like to know that she's doing okay. This here to there. Okay. It's always fun to collage these envelopes, these different kinds of fun envelopes. To take a look at how we're going to put this back together, and I think I might just like collage over the edges to put it back together, but I still need to, you know, hide whatever is back there with something fun. What should that something fun be? Never can find a good scrap when I need one. Too small. Here we go. Now we're cooking. This might be good. Yeah, that's cute. So I think what I'll do, I'll just glue around the edge here. Close that right back up. And that'll be the backing there. And then, do I want to trap anything inside of there? I don't think so, because what I want to do is just have like a sort of a simple window backing. And then I was thinking of using these dolls on the envelope. But maybe we do need something in there. What do I want to put in there? have this really funny little pig. What do I want in there? Oh, maybe this, a deer? A deer would be cute. Let's go with a deer. Yeah, we gotta ink that up, and then I have to lift that up again. Because I'm a silly and I forgot to do it. But that's okay. It's only paper. I'm so glad I don't smell campfires right now. Oh, I love, camping and the campfire smell, but I think I reach a point where they start to kind of give me a bit of a headache. I was like, I don't know. I was just feeling kind of like, okay, I'm done with these campfires. So it's nice to not. I just cut his legs off because I need to put him in here. I need to fold that right there. Okay. Yeah, I need somebody to hide inside here before I glue this down. Again. Re-glue. That's good. Sweet. Okay, now, how do we want this to work in the journal? And do I want to keep it as big as it is? Because it's quite a big envelope. And how do I want it to open? Let's think about how we want to use this piece. Because it is wide. I need a bit of space to put my dolls on. I want to have one on each side, I think. One there. So maybe what I'll do is just trim this down. Its flap's kind of annihilated anyway, so I'm not going to be too stressed about that. This one I'll keep. I'll go like that. Then, I think it would be fun as a tip in, maybe. So if we leave a little bit like this, right? Then it could be a tip in. But still that would be quite wide. It would require a lot of width. But let's cut the dolls out. So she's quite tall. Maybe I don't need both of them on here. Might do something different with the other girl. Talking to one of my friends today who's going to school to learn all about sort of more modern web design, CSS and all that stuff, and I'm a few years out now with my my chops for web design, and it was just really cool to see what she's been working on for her school. It's her own website, and it just looked so good. I was like, that's amazing. It's nice to see your friends learning such cool stuff and growing their repertoire. She's a really cool illustrator. I would love to promote her. I want to talk to her when I can about an idea that I had about how I think she could kind of, she's a great illustrator, and she could probably design really cool digitals, and she could probably do a lot of different dynamic things with her work. So I was gonna kind of ping her brain to let her know that there might be some she might not know everything about this. She's not into junk journaling or anything like that. She's more of a comic book person, and she makes really great comic books, and she's done lots of fun stuff for kids and stuff too. She's a fascinating person, and I like her. Let's think. What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do? I sort of now feel like I'd like it to be a bottom of the page kind of pocket rather than a traditionally shaped envelope. And I'd like to also stitch around it. And so then that changes the needs I have for the back. So really, I don't need to necessarily worry about collaging so much. What I'm going to do instead is just trim down this. I mean, I'm glad that I put this paper on here because it's given it more thickness. The envelope itself was quite thin. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut the flap off. I don't need that. That'll save thickness. So now what we have is this, right? And I'm going to stitch down both edges, I think. I can probably lose a bit of this too. That. I'll stitch down both sides and then we'll have this fun kind of bottom pocket with that little deer trapped in there and that little girl. So cute. And I think it could also benefit from a little word snippet, which I probably have something good because this is like foresty and I've got a love of that kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, there's so many good things. Little forest. That's cute. Let's use something simple like that. Just a little forest. Okay. And I do have some of these Junk Journal Studio leftovers from a project that I already finished. But I don't know if I have anything exactly what I need. Little blue mushroom. Just looking at my bits here. My bits and bobs of what I've got. Might be too big. Need something a little smaller for this project, probably. No. Okay. That's okay. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Oh, that's cute there. Let's do a little Tim Holtz label just to add a little something. Okay, that's fun. So yeah, that'll get stitched. Then that's that. What do we have left? I like that background. Actually, I think I want to keep, this says at the bottom, copyright 1964 by McCall Corporation, and I kind of want to keep that. So if we just tore this like that, get rid of the top, the text, then get a piece of paper, or folder maybe, or book page. I just need a backing essentially to create a piece of ephemera. Let's collage a little with these scrappy bits. Let's start with this one. Scrap all these pieces that I grabbed for that other thing. Just gonna fold that right over because it's cute. It's a nice thing with using like dyed paper is you can do some fun stuff. Then tear this off. I'll tear off this rumply edge because it kind of thickens the paper when you have that kind of an edge on there. And tear this down. Then maybe, yeah, we'll add her on there. Okay, and then come in with a little more collage here. Maybe this little bit here. And we'll tear this down to size. Oopsies. Still a little wet. You gotta be a bit careful when you do that kind of tearing, but that's okay, because my plan is to glue this down again so we can fix it. No worries. We can even it all out. This paper is a little too thin to be all by itself. One of these is a little, it's still kind of thin. I need folder. Folder is always what I want to use. Okay. I'm gonna use my cutter because this is just too wet. Oh, this gluing. This direction first. Go. That's closer to what I'm looking for. Okay. Save these bits here. Then yeah, I'll make a cute little tab for that. My kids are so loud upstairs. I'm sorry if you can hear them. They're having fun. They're just being cute and playing something up there. Honestly, they were out like all day with us today. I'm like, how do you guys still have so much energy? If I could bottle their energy, my life would be so easy. Okay, so what's left? We've got these two old pages. Okay, so I think what I'd like to do with this, I'd really like to just, you know, create some sort of a nice piece that has this image on it with the sewing machine and all of the women sewing, because it's really kind of beautiful. We'll just bring that down in size. Then with this one, I really like her in her balloon. It's just like a cool woman at the center here. cut some of these men out of the picture. Oops. Me and my tearing. Okay. We're gonna do some repairing. All right. Let's just do this now. So the plan for this one is kind of simple. I need to leave just a little bit of an edge. Do it this way. A tab on the side, and I'm going to stitch around this, and then I'll fold that tab, so that'll be like a tip-in kind of page because it is quite wide, but I want to keep all of that intact. Then this one is a little more simplistic here. I can imagine how early hot air ballooning must have been like scary. I always think about people who do things like, you know, in the travel kind of part of life, and they're like the first ones to do it. Like, imagine how people have felt like going up to, you know, space and stuff. Like, I know right now there's two, like a man and a woman are stuck at the International Space Station for far longer than like what had been planned. I can't remember why, but it's like so unacceptable and awful. But I mean, I guess it's a part of what they do. I don't imagine, I don't know. Sometimes I think that like these people pay such a price, and that like when it counts, it seems like sometimes whatever country they're from doesn't really do enough to like protect their interests, like their safety. They just become sort of part of the process, right? So if they can't get them, then they don't get them. It's a lot of sacrifice. I don't think I could be a space person. Go to space, no thank you. So I am going to do some stitching of these things, and I will be back and we will wrap this up. We made 14 pieces today, so that is a lot of fun. So we have this tag stitched around added fabric. Of course there's a devil. Who do you think tickles your nose as soon as your arms are full of packages? And this one, added fabric up here, did some stitching as well. Dreaming of magical adventures and drawing pictures. That lovely poem, it's kind of celestial, so I added some fun fabrics up here to this tag as well. Our little forest pocket, I zigzag stitched around it, so now you know you've got this cute little pocket you can glue down this way and have this little pocket showing. Just gonna clip that off the top. Then this tag, I added some fabric to the top. This one I didn't stitch around, I just left as is. I think it's super cute. And then our pockets. Unfamiliar floating clouds, one eye open. And then our lovely knitting themed journal card, and that fun little flippy book that we bound and made with that Comet advertising. This little label. this flip out of these knitting ladies, and then this piece of stationery. So this would go, now that I've stitched it, I would fold it in half, and it would go into a journal. It could go into a pocket. It could go over the side of a page. But yeah, I am happy with what we made today. So thank you for hanging out with me. I have no clue how long this video is going to be. It might be a little long because sometimes I get a little bit like slow and also chittery chattery when I've been away. And I've been away. So thanks for joining me. We'll talk again very soon. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. I would love to have you here. And that's it for now. Have a great day.